Good evening. My name is Khaled Ostath. I'd like to share today with you my reflections on two topics. First, on being outside Gaza for the first time, coming to America. And secondly, on my experience in the NSL program with my fellows as well. Before I start, however, I'd like to thank all my host mom, Kathy Baker, for hosting me in her home. As well, I would like to thank all host families who opened their hearts for their homes for all of us. Thank to management team, Matt, Kristen, Tabitha, Carolyn, Andrew, and Kat. And special thanks to Paul Costello and NSL board members for their great efforts to make NSL 2017 happen. So first, my reflection on being here in America. I love this place. It's amazing. It took me 2 years, so long to get here. For a Gazan, it's impossible to travel. It requires 5 permits from the US, from Jordan, from Israel, from the Palestinian Authority, and from Hamas to take a permit to travel. And they have to all line up date-wise. It's nearly impossible and did not succeed last year. This year took the intervention of Senator Van Halen and an incredible luck. And even then, I arrived 2 weeks late. But it was great when I come. In fact, the customs officer, when I arrived, joked with me that I should not go back in August, but should stay through Christmas. Welcome to America, he said. On this trip to America, I have racked up many firsts. First time flying on an airplane, first time seeing a plane in the sky that was not a fighter jet, first time meeting a dog that was not wild in the street, and rabbit was not skinned in the market, first time riding on an escalator, first time seeing a river, an 80-foot tall tree, and the Chesapeake Bay. Oh my God, that was awesome. And best of all, first time in a bookstore. Something else I noticed almost immediately was the amazing generosity of the American people. I'll give you just 2 examples. In the course of traveling here, my large suitcase was confiscated on the border. And I lost my suit that I needed to wear on events like this. A neighbor of my host family heard of my trouble. The next day, he brought over a Mises advertisement he had cut out of the newspaper. He said, they have suits on sale. And I realized I can't afford to buy a suit. And he handed me an envelope of cash. Looks good, isn't it? My second story of generosity involves a police officer, a peaceful one. On my second day here, and instead of taking the bus of my host family's house from Bethesda, I thought I would walk. I did not realize how far it was, and I found myself lost by a farm. As I stood there looking around confused, a police car pulled over. I said to the officer, "Hello, sir. I just arrived here from Palestine, and I have no idea which way to go to the house I'm staying at. Can you help me?" He smiled and said, "I love the Palestinian people. Get in the car. I will drive you home." By the way, my host mother later informed me that that farm I was lost in was a golf course. Now I'd like to share a few reflections on my experience here with the NSL program. One of the things I have learned is that NSL schedules us from dawn to dusk. Here's my typical day schedule. I wake up early to call my parents in Gaza. Sadly, sometimes they do not answer because of the shortage of electricity. I take a shower, pack up my lunch, take bus 29 to Friendship Heights, read a book in the metro during the whole way to Tacoma metro station. Then, workshops, listening circles, storytelling sessions, project planning, and work placement. During the evening, more presentations and speeches giving like this. But when I will go back home to Gaza, I will take back with me from this experience are the moments I have shared with my friends in the program. I will share the talks that Sapir and I have had. She's an Israeli, and I am a Palestinian, but we are friends. And we both love the music of the Egyptian singer Kulthum. We love eating pizza in Adam Morgan. And we love talking about Gaza past, present, and future. We also talk about Beersheba, the remote desert town where she lives, which is so different from where I live, in one of the most congested places on earth, Gaza. I have a tight bond with Hashim, my Palestinian friend from East Jerusalem. We are opposites. I am an early riser, getting up at 5 to call my parents, as I just mentioned, and he always arrives to the program wondering how he can get more time to sleep. But we have some important things in common. We both know what it means to live through an occupation. He has a bullet in his leg, and I have survived 3 wars. I will take with me my best times ever that I spent with my friend, Katya, particularly our conversations about Gaza and Ashdod, where she lives. While we live about 20 miles away from each other, but the borders, pyramids, rockets, and airplanes prevent us from meeting each other. I will take with me our dream to someday watch the sunset together on Ashdod and drink coffee together by the sea in Gaza. When we went on the sailboat last week, I will never forget our far-reaching dreams that no one else heard except the quiet, lapping waves in Chesapeake Bay. My dear friend Jonathan, he's from Australia, by way of Jerusalem. Our connection is this. Jonathan greets me every morning in a Palestinian dialect in Arabic, Sabah al-Khair, good morning, and I reply in Hebrew, Boker Tov. As a romantic writer myself, I am inspired by Jonathan's love story with his Palestinian partner, Hiba, and how must they fight for their love. I will take back with me my talks with Daniel, my great friendship with Ayan Hazar, and my special friendship with Rawan, my young Palestinian Brooklyn twin. Finally, I'd like to share my reflections on how NSL experience is strengthening my project for a change. In 2015, I established a program called Reading the Stars of Gaza for orphans in Gaza City to teach them the English language through short stories. Since I came here, I have gotten to know more information and techniques for teaching the children the English language. I have been in politics and the prose for the first time. Barnes and Nobles for the first time, and other bookstores. I get to know more information about a children's books and short stories, picture books, coloring books, etc. I know how complicated it will be getting these resources into Gaza, but with your help, we will figure out a way for the sake of strengthening my reading Stars of Gaza. Children know that this language will give them permission to dream in a positive and healthy way, like all kids all over the world, and imagine themselves into other worlds with a new views to the life. And Palestinian self-determination will only come when the world listens to their stories in the language which the whole world understands, when they are no longer silenced. Thank you.